Welcome back to Oriam, Scotland's Performance Centre. You join us just in time for the national anthems. We'll let you enjoy those and then we'll bring you right up to speed before the match kicks off. Good afternoon and welcome back to Oriam, Scotland's Sports Performance Centre here on the outskirts of Edinburgh for the second match of the day in the 2016 Victory Shield. We've had a fantastic start to the afternoon. Republic of Ireland running out 2-1 winners against Northern Ireland. Next up, the hosts to see if they can pick up where they left off on Sunday. They won that game 2-0 against Northern Ireland. Up against Wales today and see if they can carry on that winning one at the moment. It was a difficult start for Wales as well. They lost 4-0 on the opening day, so time to see if they can get back to winning ways. The reigning champions, of course. Interesting to see how they fare this afternoon. Let's take a quick look at the teams then, starting of course with Scotland. Ryan Mullen in goal. Outfield, Chris Hamilton, Ethan Irahan, Lewis Binks, Jamie Semple, Billy Gilmore, Kane O'Connor, Zach Butterworth, Kieran McGrath, Harry Cochrane and Andrew Kerr. As for Wales, they go for a change in goal with Luke Burton, Jack Davis, Michael Ellery, Terry Taylor the captain, Jamie Taylor, Ryan Astley, Josh Hosey, Lewis Clutton, Isaac Davis, Callum Watts and Cavan Williams. Today's referee is David Dickinson. No, not that one. And I'm sure it's going to be an interesting tussle as the two captains go head to head in the centre circle. I'm Gordon Duncan. Joining me is Kenny Miller of the Scottish Sun. And Kenny, contrasting fortunes on the opening game for these two. For Scotland, all about picking up where they left off, and for Wales trying to pick themselves up after that 4-0 hammering on Sunday.
Absolutely, we gave Wales the big build-up after winning the competition in the last 2 years. We expected big things and they just didn't deliver, to be honest. Whereas Scotland alternatively, they were on the front foot right away against Northern Ireland, and we're expecting more of the same.
You can get in touch with us and have your say. #VictoryShield on Twitter, at Scottish FA on Twitter as well. We want to know what you think. Who's catching your eye? What do you make of both teams? We've had tweets from as far afield as Venezuela, Toronto and even Glasgow so far this afternoon. So do get in touch. #VictoryShield and let us know what you think. In case you're wondering where we're coming from, well, we are at Oriam, Scotland's Sports Performance Centre. Brand new, wonderful facility here in the outskirts of Edinburgh. And you can see already players, fans, coaches, parents everyone certainly enjoying their surroundings as we do get underway. Straight back to Billy Gilmore of Rangers, chips it long. Really was a standout performer for Scotland in that opening day win against Northern Ireland, the number 10, so a lot of excitement around him. Interesting to see how he fares this afternoon. There's the captain taking the throw in, Chris Hamilton. Just throws it in, there is Gilmore, straight involved with the action.
And there's no doubt Gilmore was the standout performer in the opening game.
Scotland looking to just try and start this game quickly. They managed to see off Northern Ireland 2-0 on Sunday. But after Republic of Ireland won earlier, then they go top of the table, and it's up to Scotland to try and join them. They're on the front foot straight away. But Terry Taylor, the Wales captain, clears into the chest of Isaac Davis. He was scampering off down the right. Gilmore's tracking him though. Davis does ever so well, turns back. Here is Gilmore. Very comfortable on the ball, as you'll see throughout the rest of the game. Cochrane just can't quite find his feet. Goes chasing after it again. Oh, crunching tackle. Ethan Arahan was sliding into that one. Referee David Dickinson not impressed. And young Lewis Clutton from Wales takes a sore one, but he's back on his feet. Limping ever so slightly, the number 17. Kieran McGrath is the man scampering across to try and close that down there, but Wales have it on the right hand side. Back in it comes. Gilmore with the foul this time. And Scotland got a little bit of defending to do inside the first 2 minutes here at Oriam. Back it goes, McGrath hunting it down. There's Ellery at centre back for Wales. Actually performed quite well on Sunday, considering his defence leaked 4 goals. Not sure he was particularly to blame for any of them. Up it goes. Williams is there, battling hard. Hamilton trying to close him down. There is Arahan. Back he comes to his captain, Hamilton. Just tries to float it into the middle, but a bit of a loose pass from the Hearts man. Cochrane always battling hard. Scotland trying to press the game quite high. Easier said than done on a pitch of this size, Kenny.
It's going to be a long shift for some of these players. I think we saw in the first game how eager they were to impress from the off, and there was a bit of a lull in the second half. Boys gave it all early on.
Kane O'Connor, the Hibs man, just playing it back to the goalkeeper, Ryan Mullen. Lewis Binks driving forward. Loose pass from him though, only as far as Terry Taylor, the Wales captain. Down he goes. And Binks is going to get a yellow card as early as 2 minutes into this game, Kenny. Always a long afternoon if you get booked that early.
It is. Terry Taylor doing well, of course, and Scottish himself, tied to Aberdeen. He's played at youth level for Scotland before, now choosing to represent Wales.
I'm sure he'll have perhaps a point to prove then, or will the Scottish players have a point to prove around him? Who knows?
He'll be well known to these boys.
Absolutely. Well, an early yellow card then for Lewis Binks, the man from Spurs. One of only 2 players in the Scottish side who actually plays down south. The vast majority of them attached to the SFA Performance School structure. So good to see that structure certainly paying off in the meantime. Hopefully we see the fruits of that labour for many years to come.
Yeah, for folk that don't know, it essentially means extra coaching for kids around their schoolwork before, during and after school. Can only be a good thing.
Celtic of course have their own version, so to speak, St Ninians, but the rest of these boys, bar the 2 that play down south, all attached to a Scottish FA performance school. Time to see how that training gets put into action here this afternoon. There's Ellery, goes back to his goalkeeper. Cochrane always full of running, the Hearts midfielder, battery powered in the opening game. Taylor composed enough just to dump it off though. Gilmore working hard to get it. Irahan's in there as well, scooped forward for Wales. Out it comes, tight at the back, it must be said. Scotland taking a real chance. Well played though, Lewis Binks. Calmest man inside Oriam as he was closed down there. There's Jamie Semple, the Motherwell player. Thinks he's one inside a throw in, but the referee disagrees.
That composure at the back was one of the features of the first game as well. We talked about it. They were happy to spread it across the back line against Northern Ireland.
Indeed they were.
We're looking to force the play. Spider time.
Ball just goes out for a throw in again. There is Binks, he saw plenty of the ball. Very much involved in the action in these opening 5 minutes. He's picked up a yellow card for his troubles as well. Kenny, plenty of scope for these boys to impress here. It's quite an impressive viewing gallery in front of us. We've got Scottish FA Chief Executive Stuart Regan. We've got some Scotland internationals in Barry Mackay and Callum Patterson. We've got former Scotland defender Stephen Presley in front of us as well. So amongst all the parents and agents and coaches, there's some interesting and famous faces in the world of football.
It's a prestigious competition. The Victory Shield, as we said on Sunday, it's been the launch pad for a good few careers over the years. I remember one of the first things that happened in 2013 when the Scottish boys won the title. Scott Booth got a text straight away from then Scotland captain Darren Fletcher, which just shows that people do pay attention.
Yeah, Darren Fletcher, just one of the players who started his international career in this tournament. Hull City goalkeeper Alan McGregor, Sheffield Wednesday striker Stephen Fletcher also in there as well in terms of a Scottish perspective. So it's been on the go a long time, this competition. Time to see what the class of 2016 have to offer here this afternoon.
I think we expected more from Wales in that first game, having won the last two competitions back to back. They really did disappoint.
Foul on Gilmore in the centre. Plenty of encouragement for Scotland, Kenny, but I suppose on the flip side of that, without sounding too harsh, Wales will certainly be hoping that they can only improve today after a below par performance at the weekend. They
just couldn't get going, and I think one of the unfortunate figures in the Welsh team is Daniel Griffiths. He's on the bench today. We saw in that first game he had a pretty thankless task up front himself.
Yeah, not surprised he's been given a rest after hassling and harrying to no avail on Sunday. Oh, all the way back, loose that time from Taylor. Is the keeper going to keep it in? Indeed, he does not. Luke Burton. It's going to be a first corner of the afternoon to Scotland.
I think for all the rightful talk about the talent of Billy Gilmore, one of the other features from the other day was the sheer graft from Harry Cochrane, pressing all over the park. As you pointed out, he's not scared to give away a tactical foul or a free kick. But a lot of ability as well. Familiar
surroundings for Cochrane as well, the Hearts player. So Gilmore goes over to take this corner then. The Rangers man swings it in. It's deep, it's curling. Hamilton's there at the back post, headers it back across. And the ball eventually going out. It was McGrath who got the final header on it. And that's as close as either side's come in this opening 7.5 minutes.
Yep, Chris Hamilton did well, the right back, to get up there and set up the chance for McGrath.
You can see disappointing defending from a Wales perspective. Taylor, the captain, gifting it away. The keeper couldn't keep it in. And from the resulting corner, it was McGrath who headed just wide of the far post. So encouraging signs for Scotland early on then.
McGrath will be disappointed with that. I mean, he's been brought into the starting lineup today because he has that physicality. He's a strong boy for his age.
He certainly looks a stocky character.
He's done well for Celtic. He's a good exposure in the UEFA Youth League. Highly rated striker signed from Hibs.
Just to the right of your picture, the bottom right, you can see Stuart Regan sitting there, taking in the action here this afternoon. Referee keen to tell Jack Davis not to go any further. In it comes then, Butterworth, who scored Scotland's second goal on Sunday, of course, the young Rangers player. Impressed when he came on, and he's been rewarded with a start here this afternoon. Long it goes, McGrath can't keep that one in. It looks as though Ellery just about shields it out for a throw-in. What are the real features of Scotland's play from Sunday, Kenny, that they'll be hoping to bring into today? Because it certainly was a winning formula against Northern Ireland at the weekend.
I think what impressed us was just the composure on the ball. From midfield to front, they were all happy to interchange. As Billy Gilmore said, they all know each other's games so well. They all play with their head up. So the composure was one of the real eye-catching elements of that performance.
Chris Hamilton, the captain there, just drawing the foul, moving away to let Billy Gilmore take it.
Certainly the encouraging thing is that 2 or 3 of them can play that through ball.
Here comes Gilmore then. You'll see him on quite a few set pieces this afternoon. It's a lovely ball, just whipped right into the danger area. Great leap as well, Semple. And Wales not entirely convincing in their clearance. Well closed down. Butterworth managing just to keep the pressure on, keep Wales in that corner, not let them out.
I think there'll be a lot of people seeing Billy Gilmore for the first time today, and they really are in for a treat. I've said before, wonderful balance, change of direction, his head never dips.
Well, Kenny, as we said, this place is absolutely filled to the seams of coaches and scouts, and His is a name that has been mentioned so many times over the last couple of days. Everyone involved at this level of football is well aware of his talent.
It's a bit like Karamoko Dembele, who's on the bench today for Scotland within youth circles. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of excitement about Billy for the last year, far longer actually. So his talent's certainly no great secret. Now going to a wider audience.
Operating for Rangers under 17s very often, albeit only 15 years of age at the moment, so watch this space in terms of how that young player develops. Still a long way to go, of course, as with all the boys you're watching today.
And he's by no means the only one. There's a lot of talent peppered through this team.
There he goes, turning, just brings it down, nudged off the ball, but not unfairly, says the referee. Ball down the line. Jamie Taylor for Wales is going to try and swing it in. Indeed he does. Goalkeeper not entirely sure whether to come or not. There is Gilmore, just whacks it off the face of the Wales captain Terry Taylor.
Taylor didn't even flinch.
Fair play to him.
Breed them tough up north.
Absolutely. It's the man who's schooled in Aberdeen, of course, Terry Taylor. And took a bit of a sore one here. See Scotland not quite clearing their lines. And eventually the ball canninging off the face of Terry Taylor.
Stood his ground.
Absolutely. There goes McGrath. Ellery equal to it though, just sees it out. And remember, if you're fed up hearing from myself, Gordon Duncan and Kenny Miller, why not tell us what you think? Hashtag Victory Shield on Twitter. Who's catching your eye? Who would you like to see come on, perhaps? Let's hear from fans of all clubs. Any young players from your side out there impressing? Here comes Jamie Semple of Motherwell. Good composure from him just to bring the ball back in. Dinks it across to his back line. Kane O'Connor comfortable enough to come forward. Tries to play it long. Hamilton's chasing it. Always was going to be ambitious. It's a great playing surface here at Oriam. A lot of hard work's gone into making this facility one of the best around, but that means that an impressive sprinkler system leads to a very quick pitch, so passes like that, Kenny, are going to have to be kept in check.
Yeah, it's been a recurring theme in the tournament. The weight of pass has to be spot on or you're just not going to catch it, as we know to our cost from running about on it yesterday.
Yeah, hopefully there's no too much footage of that. I'm not sure we covered the ground quite as well as these boys did. Up it goes again, old-fashioned up and under from Kane O'Connor. No hesitation clearing his lines, good strength. Jamie Semple, another one who likes to get involved in a bit of a physical tussle if he can.
We saw that in the opening game. Jamie Semple happy to mix it up. Complements the smaller Gilmore well.
And again McGrath just flicking it back inside. There's Cochrane. Hasn't played a lot of club football due to injury recently, but showed no signs of that whatsoever on Sunday. And again, long ball. Surface is just far too quick for that sort of thing.
I think his coaches have paid tribute to Cochrane's fitness because he was injured in the friendly international against France, first ever international staged at Oriam, and he's hardly trained or played since, and they've thrown him straight back in here. Certainly you wouldn't know it from the first game.
A bit of loose control from Semple over on the far side. You can see Cochrane there just closing down, making sure there's no easy option for the Welsh. As one comes in, Erahan manages to get a touch to it. Long it goes. Got a scrappy opening period, neither side really managing to get a foothold in possession. Erahan with the flicked header. Cochrane, now chance for Gilmore, closed down, but lovely pass into Hamilton. He goes rampaging forward. Great tracking run, Cavan Williams, and there goes McGrath, shooting chance, fires it high and over the bar in the end. Lovely turn from the Celtic striker. He lifted his head, saw the shooting opportunity, but unfortunately Kenny just got underneath the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't need any invitation. He's the same at club level, very direct. Only ever got one thing in his mind, just leaning back. Good to see Chris Hamilton breaking forward there from right back, because that's something that Scotland used to their advantage in the first.
As you can see, Hamilton there, he actually lost out initially, but fortunately for him it fell to McGrath. Lovely turn, takes him away from Ellery. It's a long way out, to be fair, but not really enough to trouble Luke Burton in the Wales goal. There is Cochrane battling hard with Taylor, wins the free kick.
Great feet and good balance again from Cochrane.
Taylor knows his stuff though, standing right on top of that ball, just trying to prevent any quick free kick from Scotland. Crunching tackle there, takes it away from Butterworth. Hamilton's there to Cochrane, just bounces off his heel. I think he tried the first time pass, couldn't come off for him. Here's Williams down the left, is a dangerous runner.
Good covering from Gilmore again.
Butterworth as well, just hacks the ball clear. The Welsh touchline just telling their players to calm down, no need to rush, no need to force the play. Hamilton again. Cochrane, lovely turn from him, tries to play it first time, and McGrath just off his head. Perhaps could have let it come across his body, but it did get fired into him at a fair speed.
I think the one thing you notice is that Wales have been in Scotland's faces far more than Northern Ireland, who really allowed Scotland a chance to dictate the tempo in that opening game.
Yeah, you would expect Wales to have looked at the game on Sunday and looked at what they can do better. There's Rahan, turns and plays it left-footed, back into Binks. Ryan Mullen is the man in goal for Scotland today. Well played, Kane O'Connor, striding forward, confident play from him. Semple, he's got an overlap if he wants it, can't quite find it though, and he is dispossessed in the end. Rahan rescues it. Semple, looking good on the ball, finds Cochrane, a bit of space to run into. He's going to try his luck as well, and again it's a fairly wild effort in the end from the Hearts midfielder, but you can see, Kenny, these Scottish players not shy at all.
No, they're not. There's good movement off the ball from the rest of the midfielders to create that space for him. No hesitation in driving forward.
Yeah, Cochrane thought he would try his luck, didn't trouble the goalkeeper. That's good pressing from Rahan. The referee says he was a bit too robust in the challenge.
I think we're going to see that a fair bit today. McGrath does like to rough up the defenders.
16 minutes on the clock. It is still goalless here at Oriam in Edinburgh. Scotland not managing to trouble the goalkeeper too much, and Wales have spent the most of their afternoon defending so far. Flicked on, no one there though. There is Gilmore. Gilmore able just to come back across and find O'Connor. O'Connor comes out to this right side. Hamilton into the feet of Butterworth. Lovely footwork from him as well, just dancing inside, confident on the ball. Just one turn too many. Taylor robs him of possession.
Well, we saw the impact that Butterworth made coming on as a substitute and scoring against Northern Ireland. Obviously done enough to earn the start. He
scored a lovely goal, didn't he, down the left hand side. A really nice finish into the far corner. So he'll be a boy full of confidence, hoping he can do something similar this afternoon. But in the end, Scotland just crowded out. Gilmore goes flying in, coming away with it. This time it's McGrath.
Kane O'Connor from Hibs catching the eye here early on, very composed with the ball at the back.
Yep, you can see good communication there as well, telling his teammates where to go. It's a wonderful crossfeed pass that from McGrath. Semple is going to get there, he doesn't have too much on. Gilmore's offering short. Semple comes all the way back, in comes the cross, but again just the final ball letting Scotland down at the moment.
Yeah, they're just forcing it just that little bit too much. Wasn't so apparent in the opening game. I think it's testament to Wales. They clearly had punctured pride from the opening defeat to the Republic of Ireland. It couldn't have been any more conclusive than it was. Certainly vastly improved at the start of this game.
Bit of a chance just for Wales to regroup then. It's just going to go long this time from Burton. He's not interested in trying to play it out at this stage. Up it goes, Semple again. He's giving Gilmore something to chase. He doesn't mind that, can run all day. Closes the goalkeeper down to them. Good confident goalkeeping again though.
Good pressing again from Scotland, forcing the mistake.
All these teams know there's plenty on the bench. If they can press, give everything they've got, and if they're tired out, then there's someone else to step in. Wales was a largely changed team after Sunday's defeat, it must be said. That's a lovely play from Scotland, but Butterworth just tries to reverse the pass, doesn't come off for him. Goes for the cross though, it's bouncing around, Semple's in there. Cochrane just trying to close it down, and indeed he does. Great tackle, Harry Cochrane keeps it in as well. Wonderful play from the Hearts man. In it comes left footed. McGrath misses it. Out to Butterworth. Finds his captain Hamilton. Flicks it out. These two on the right side combining well so far, and it comes. The deflection, luckily, from a Welsh point of view, just takes it through to the goalkeeper. But again, Kenny, you're seeing what the hassling and harrying of Harry Cochrane can do.
Yep. Get Scotland further up the park, and I think we're gradually seeing Chris Hamilton become more and more influential at right back. He's an integral part of that win against Northern Ireland. His raids down the right paid off.
There is Butterworth once more, enjoying plenty of the possession in the early stages. Thing that strikes you, Kenny, in terms of young teams trying to develop an identity. Almost every one of them very comfortable taking the ball in tight spaces, happy enough if someone's snapping at their heels. Clearly something that's drilled into them at the performance schools and with their clubs as well.
Just going to say the same thing about Butterworth. It was apparent when he came on in the opening game. As you say, happy to take it in tight areas, take responsibility, never hides. More often than not, he's managed to keep hold of possession.
Good communication from the Scotland captain as well, just urging his defence to try and spread the play, use this big playing surface here at Oriam. Certainly is. I believe it's the same dimensions as the pitch at Hampden, so if they ever make it that far, then plenty of experience of a surface that size.
Ryan Mullen always happy to play sweeper keeper as well, constantly talking to his defence.
Nice bit of space there for Rahan just to turn into. Finds Kerr on the far side. He's rampaging forward, tries to flick it into the path of Semple. Well cut out in the end, though, it must be said, by the Welsh back line.
You can see Scotland just getting into their stride now. Wales on the back foot.
And that's an uncharacteristically loose pass that time from Cochrane. Offers his apologies though. Sure, we won't see too many more of those if his earlier performances are anything to go by. Kerr again battling. Binks just firing it forward, going direct. Ball was already out, says the referee. Zach Butterworth there in the middle of your screen, the man who came off the bench to score Scotland's second on Sunday. Plays his club football for Rangers. Flicked out to the right though, as the Welsh try and mount an attack. Here they come again down the right hand side. Jamie Taylor, the man with it, and he's done well to keep possession. Semple snapping away, down he goes. And the man from Motherwell manages to win a free kick.
Got to say, this much changed Welsh team have been far more combative than they were.
You wonder how much of that is a personnel thing or how much of it's just a tactical change, something they knew that they must improve on, because Republic of Ireland had it all their own way, didn't they, on Sunday?
Break for Scotland.
Yeah, Butterworth on the ball at the moment. It's very tight, tries to work the 1-2 with McGrath. He just tries to swing it in. Cleared quite comfortably in the end. Hamilton down. McGrath's there. Fighting hard, back to Hamilton. Swings it in, the keeper's got a lot to think about here. He comes and doesn't get it. But it looks as if it might just be too far for Cochrane on the far side. He closes down as usual, snaps into another tackle. But he's going to have to settle for a goal kick to Wales.
Well, on Wales, we said it was a baptism of fire against the Republic of Ireland. Having seen them earlier on today against Northern Ireland, they really have set the benchmark. They are the team to beat.
Yeah, Republic of Ireland, for those of you who missed it earlier on, 2-1 winners against Northern Ireland, 4-0 winners against Wales on Sunday. A big, powerful side, great strength and depth in the squad. And up to Scotland now to try and show that they're capable of taking on the Irish when the sides meet here on Friday.
Two very different teams. Scotland maybe slightly smaller, more technically gifted. The Irish just have that variety in attack between pace and strength.
Here comes Butterworth then. Goes inside, finds Cochrane, first time to Hamilton, lovely pass, the two Hearts men combining, but in the end it just skipped off the surface and Hamilton couldn't keep it in, but great vision from Cochrane to find him in the first place.
It's maybe something that people back home can't appreciate, just how wet the pitch is. The ball really is skidding off the surface. Just to give Hamilton an out there.
Chris Hamilton there, rob of the head, knows he perhaps could have done a little bit better on that one. And again, Wales taking no chances. We have seen a lot of sides passing it out from the back, but early on in this one, Wales just trying to keep it tight at the back. Understandably so after what happened on Sunday. There goes McGrath. The offside flag is up.
It's well read by Kane O'Connor again at the back for Scotland. Happy to organise.
Wales just stretching it out to the far side. In it comes. Well won though by Binks. Irahan's there. Crunches into that tackle. Has to be very, very careful. He's already seen Lewis Binks pick up a yellow card, so won't want to join him in the book. Out it goes then, but the cross comes in first time. Hamilton's got something to think about. Does it well. Drops down, bit of miscommunication from the Welsh midfield. Out it comes, thought about the long range shot, first time. It passes straight into Binks, who just thumps it up the field, not really too concerned about direction on that one. McGrath's there trying to close down the goalkeeper. Well done though, Luke Burton.
Another example there, for all we talk about Gilmore's ability on the ball, he works so hard off it. Happy to press.
Again, Binks is just very, very comfortable at turning. Doesn't matter if he feels he's been closed down.
So calm, the big Spurs man.
Here's his defensive colleague, Kane O'Connor of Hibs, who has started this game well. Binks just urging his teammates to come short and take it. And that's exactly what Gilmore's done. They've chosen to bypass him though. And perhaps there was a simple pass on. Coach Brian McLaughlin out making that point, I think. Here is Butterworth into the path of McGrath, turns first time, tries to play it in. And chance for Scotland to break through here. McGrath's in, good covering tackle. Ellery, two powerful players there, both going at it. It's the Welshman who comes out on top, and it's going to be another corner kick to Scotland.
Well read at the back from Ellery. He had a really tough time the other night against Adam Ida from the Republic of Ireland, but stuck to his task. Coping well again today.
So it's Gilmore again who goes across to take it. Right footed, right into the danger area. Up was the header from Kieran McGrath. Just couldn't get the direction on it. He had plenty of space, but just couldn't direct it goalwards.
It's a free header from McGrath, another great delivery.
There's Cochrane once more. Rolls it back. Tries to switch the ball out to Gilmore. First time. Controls it in the right. Hamilton slips it down. Butterworth's got a real job on to get there. He does get there. Cross comes in again. Semple header down, deflected and into the back of the net. And Scotland get their noses in front after 26 minutes. Jamie Semple with the header. The deflection took it over the goalkeeper. And that means the hosts lead here at Oriam. Scotland 1, Wales 0.
How often did we say in that first game that Jamie Semple really deserved the reward for all his selfless toil off the ball? That's the kind of break he had coming.
There we are, Gilmore at the heart of it, plays it in. A lovely pass from Hamilton, it must be said. Credit to Butterworth, he gets to the byline, and when it comes across, Semple's the one who wants it most. He heads it down, and it looks like it spoons up off Ellery and over the goalkeeper. Luke Burton couldn't keep it out, and Semple absolutely delighted with that one. Great start here for the hosts. Scotland 1, Wales 0.
And that'll suit Scotland down to the ground. Wales will have to push out now. Scotland can get back to dictating the tempo.
So, let's see if Scotland can build on that lead then, Kenny, or alternatively, can Wales get themselves back into the game? We touched on Northern Ireland earlier. No side wants to lose both their opening games, and really it's now up to Wales to see how they react.
It's a real test of character for Wales. They could easily let the heads drop. Plenty of time for them to get back in.
As well, Kenny, with this expectant home crowd here, all the friends and family and coaches and the pressure that comes with playing at home. You heard the reaction when that goal went in. It's perhaps a nice way for Scotland to settle the nerves and try and get the confidence flowing.
It is, we said on Sunday, maybe see more nerves in the crowd between the families, the agents and the coaches. The players always seem to take it in their stride. But fair play to Zach Butterworth. We saw the impact he made coming on as a substitute against Northern Ireland, and he started off in similar fashion. Already
a goal and an assist in this 2016 Victory Shield for Zach Butterworth. And Scotland have another corner here, just trying to make the momentum count at the moment. Not for the first time. Gilmore's over it, whips it in. This one goes deep up to the back post and it misses everyone. It bounces off the end. Kane O'Connor, Hamilton stands it up. Semple's in there again. Ellery is bouncing around, comes back to Gilmore, smashes it goalwards. And I think the whole crowd expected that one to come in. Ends up coming back. Fired towards goal again. Good block, Ellery, and Scotland really turning the screw. As you can see, the ball just bouncing down, smashed goalwards, and ended up coming back off the post.
Well, if it wasn't for Ellery, the scoreline could be very different. You can see the threat posed by Gilmore's deliveries.
A real period of sustained pressure this for Scotland. Gilmore again, just whips it in, delivery so accurate every time. And Wales really struggling to cope with this Scotland onslaught at the moment.
Real variety to his crossing as well, whether it's deep or whipped in. Wales just can't quite get a grip with it so far.
We touched on it earlier, Kenny. This is a massive pitch, so to get the delivery right into the danger area, it's going to take a good bit of extra effort, a good bit extra on the ball, but he's clearly knows his surroundings, knows exactly what it takes to get into the danger area.
He's an old head on young shoulders. His decision making and weight of pass has been terrific.
Semple's there. McGrath just trying to hold his run, doesn't want to get caught offside, forced to come back the way and win a throw-in.
Can't really stress enough how Semple deserves that. I mean, we saw him run himself into the ground.
Yeah, really did put in a tireless shift on Sunday, and his perseverance has paid off. Interesting. I think the official goal will probably go down as an Ellery own goal, but Semple made it happen, that's for sure. It certainly was Ellery's touch which took it away from the goalkeeper. Across it comes then. Kane O'Connor just firing it out to the right hand side to his City rival Hamilton. Two Edinburgh based players going at it. Well played again. Hamilton wants it. He opts for the long raking clearance, and it's found Semple at the back post, brings it down, left footed fuzz it. What a finish that is from Jamie Semple. One touch to kill it, left footed volley into the corner. That is an outstanding strike from the Scotland man. 31 minutes gone, Scotland 2, Wales 0.
And no one's taken that goal off him, Gordon. That was all about Jamie Semple.
Kenny, we've seen some high quality play in the opening day and a half or so of the 2016 Victory Shield, but what a goal that is. You can see O'Connor looks up, it's no accident that, finds Semple at the back post, one touch on the chest and a left footed volley into the far corner. Well, the Motherwell man has pulled an absolute cracker out of the bag there.
It was a great first touch to get the ball out from under his feet and a controlled finish. He could easily have swiped at it, he could have easily leaned back, but beautifully taken.
Kenny, if the opening 25 minutes or so of this game were quite cagey, well, it's Scotland very, very much in control at the moment.
I think we called it after the first round of games. We did think that Scotland, Republic of Ireland could prove decisive, and certainly that's how it looks at this stage.
Indeed it does.
Really will be a titanic clash on Friday.
Scotland just pressing hard again, and Kenny, in many ways this is a very similar situation to the one Wales found themselves in on Sunday. They won't want to fold again. They lost that game 4-0, and if they don't get a grip of this game, then it could be heading a similar way.
It's hard on Wales because certainly they put in the graft, just feel as if they're losing that battle in the middle of the park.
And Kenny, that's going to be a real fascinating midfield battle. Terry Taylor, the Scotsman, playing for Wales, battling hard with Cochrane. Both of them like a tackle. Cochrane it was who flew in first. Referee said there was nothing wrong with that, but the kick out from Taylor, not so much.
Cochrane really has been quietly effective once again. He covers every blade of that plastic pitch.
So another free kick from Scotland. Gilmore yet again. His delivery not quite as accurate on this occasion. Burton able to come and collect quite easily. And Cochrane again.
It's that man Cochrane sweeping up. It's nothing over elaborate either. Happy to play the simple pass.
How important is it, Kenny? And it's not at any level, this is no secret, but the balance in the team. Gilmore with a lot of the craft. Not to say that Cochrane doesn't have that, but certainly it's his energy, his tenacity and his tackling skills that are really making this midfield tick for Scotland.
Yeah, I think it's an important point. You can see how they complement each other. There is a genuine balance to the Scotland team, middle to front. They're all happy to fill in and do their share of the work. Cochrane really does buzz about to great effect.
There's Hamilton just trying to float it down the line. Butterworth collects very well. Goes down under the challenge of Ellery. The referee just warning him in no uncertain terms. Tackles like that not allowed to go on. No booking at this point though. Another dangerous looking free kick for Scotland. Gilmore's delivery has been good for the most part. In comes another one into the danger area. Again, it's not convincing from a Welsh defensive point of view. Butterworth dragging it one way, flicking it the other. Now remember, if you want to get in touch with us throughout the course of this tournament, just use the hashtag #VictoryShield on Twitter. You can let us know what you think. G is on Twitter, he's done just that. Victory Shield, hashtag what a goal, he says, and indeed I think we agree with him. Jamie Semple with a wonderful strike to put Scotland 2 up.
I think from the Welsh perspective, we were both surprised to see Jack Vale and Daniel Griffiths left on the bench. You wonder if they'll appear before too much longer.
Jack Vale certainly was full of running for the Welsh on Sunday. Here goes McGrath, just working his way across the 18-yard box. Finds Butterworth into the feet of McGrath. He's going to shoot from range, well wide in the end, but again, yet another good passage of play for the Scots, who really are starting to take a stranglehold in this game.
Well, the midfield's been dominated by Scotland, and that's allowing the fullbacks like Chris Hamilton to bomb on, play their normal game.
Already, Kenny, we talk about pride in all forms of sport, and mentioned Wales being the reigning champions. I wonder how much they're hurting at the moment. They couldn't lay a glove on the Republic of Ireland on Sunday. They won't want to go out with a whimper here this afternoon.
They won't, and I think you could see that in the first game. You could see someone at the back like Michael Ellery visibly hurting, trying to drag his teammates up the pitch.
This wonderful footwork again from Billy Gilmore. Back inside he comes. He plays the pass off to Binks.
So frustrating to play against Billy Gilmore. You saw that in the first game as well. People just can't get near him. Some people can't even get near him to kick.
And Semple doing not too badly to battle there, but well dispossessed in the end. The Welsh defence sticking at this task. Here with a chance to come forward as well. We haven't seen too much of them in attacking threat.
It's fantastic from Kieran McGrath, working all the way back to left back from up front just to run the ball out of play.
Yeah, Callum Watts getting no joy down that right hand side at the moment. I'm sure he'll stick at it as the afternoon goes on.
Really unselfish from the Celtic striker.
Scotland choosing to play it out from the back. Out it comes this side. Kane O'Connor. Back again. Scotland defence happy enough to pass it about.
I think that's really helped Scotland in this early stage, having two centre backs who are comfortable to play the ball out from the back. It allows the midfield to push up. Good to see.
Keen to use the width of this pitch as well. Semple has it back. He's going to take it on in the right foot. Jamie Semple again flies over the bar. And Kenny, when you've got yourself a couple of goals already, easy to see why he takes the shot on from that distance.
And it's nice to see, because you can see him getting a bit frustrated with himself in that first game. Despite Scotland winning, maybe not much was coming off for him on an individual basis, but it's come up trumps for him today. We'll see it later on, but what a controlled finish for that second goal.
Jamie Semple, the Motherwell man, he's certainly caught the eye so far in the opening exchanges. That looks like a nasty head knock, that one. Lewis Clutton, the man down. He's got the nice afro there, perhaps to cushion the blow.
He's taken a few sore ones so far. He looks a hardy wee guy.
He certainly does. I think it was the clash of Ethan Irahan, who came in at the back there. You can see it certainly was a sore one. Fair play to him. Clutton just got himself up and got on with it. Lovely turn down the right hand side from Wales. Got the chance just to run at the back line, but again Scotland equal to it in a defensive point of view.
Irahan's really done well in that kind of midfield shield role. Happy to sit in front of the defence, keep his passing simple, and as you saw there, he covers a lot of grass to win the ball back.
Hashtag Victory Shield on Twitter if you want to get in touch. Bren Friels has done that. He says, watching Scotland versus Wales, some great young prospects progressing through the youth ranks. Nick Bockett as well. Scotland off to a flying start, but Wales got the talent to pull it back. So it will be interesting to see how that one turns out before the end of this one. Chris Hamilton can't quite get his foot on that. Kevin Williams down the left hand side, plays it in left footed. Hamilton gets it back though.
Very cool from Hamilton there.
Indeed it was. Terry Taylor, the Wales captain's there though. There's Cochrane again. What a battle that's going to be before this game's out. Those two both very combative players.
That man Cochrane.
It's Cochrane who comes out on top.
Scotland's very own Duracell bunny.
Arm round the shoulder for his Hearts teammate there. Hamilton played his part. As you can see, Cochrane just going in there. Taylor was favourite. Cochrane, the man who initially holds him off. Hamilton was there to support if need be. Goal kick in the end.
It's hard to appreciate fully if you're not at the game and you can't see the whole pitch, but the amount of work that Cochrane does off the ball is unreal.
I'm sure our viewers will be getting a sense of that. You're seeing him pop up every 2 minutes. And there goes Semple again. Great turn from him. decides to come back the way as well though. Right footed. First time from Gilmore there, just takes him away from his marker. Just a natural awareness from Gilmore, always looking to move into space. Shot from distance as well, and it's a wonderful save in the end there from Burton. Andrew Kerr was the man who strode forward and tried it from distance. And there goes the half-time whistle. Scotland 2, Wales 0 at the break. Jamie Semple with a double for Scotland, or perhaps the first one was an own goal for Ellery, depends how harsh you're being. But Jamie Semple clearly the main man going forward for Scotland. The scoreline says it all, Kenny. Scotland 2, Wales 0, and the hosts well in control.
Well, let's not call it an own goal for Ellery. I think he's suffered enough in the Victory Shield so far. All about Jamie Semple. Persistence for the first, class for the second.
Scotland players going in there at half-time down in the corner at Oriam here in Edinburgh, and they will be delighted with their first 40 minutes work here. 2 goals for the Scots so far. And let's take a look at them. The first one, Billy Gilmore into the feet. Hamilton turns it round the corner. Really is a wonderful layoff. Butterworth of Rangers gets to the byline. Here comes the header. Jamie Semple up and over the goalkeeper.
Well,
and you can see what it means to those boys.
Let's just give Semple the benefit of the doubt for that one.
They're not in the business of taking goals away from anyone, but
Butterworth did well.
And this one really is tremendous. A lot to like about this goal. Long raking pass from Kane O'Connor of Hibs. Semple's there, 1 touch to control, 1 touch to finish, and the goalkeeper with absolutely no chance.
One of the encouraging things for me is how comfortable some of these Scotland players are on both feet. It's really stuck out in the game so far. Maybe not something we're used to seeing enough of over the years. But I've been impressed by O'Connor in the back for Scotland. He's taken on a lot of responsibility at the back. He always wants the ball, and he certainly played his part in that second goal.
And remember, it is #Victory Shield on Twitter if you want to get in touch with us. Quite a few of you doing that already. I've had some interesting messages from some far-flung destinations. David Brockett's on Twitter as well. Says great first half for Scotland in the Victory Shield. Hats off for the social media coverage. Good to have you watching and listening, David. Michael Smith's there as well, watching Scotland under 16s versus Wales. Well done, Jamie Semple. Just one of many coming through the Motherwell Academy. So the performance school in at Braidhurst and Motherwell clearly will be happy with what they've seen from Jamie Semple in that first half. Kenny, talk about his performance. We already were encouraged by what we saw on Sunday, but he's already taken it a stage further here this afternoon. Yeah,
there's been a fair bit of chat about Jamie Semple for a wee while. He's a bit more physically developed than some of the other boys. He's got a good attitude, happy to work hard off the ball, contribute on it. And speaking to a couple of his coaches, they say he really has come a long way in a short space of time, thanks in part to the performance school setup. Obviously there's more than one way to produce a footballer, but I'm convinced that the performance school system can only be of benefit.
Look at the finish as well. It's clearly not of a boy lacking in confidence. It's just 1 touch to kill it. It's on the angle and then decides just to curl it with the outside of the left boot into the corner. At any level of football, that's a top class finish.
I think you said at the time that the first goal was so important for Scotland that allowed them just to breathe out a collective breath, and they've looked far more like the Scotland from the first game since that opener. Yeah, they really have looked impressive, and we know that both sides likely to make a raft of changes in the second half. If you're in that Wales dressing room, Kenny, you've lost the first game 4-0. You're 2-0 down at half-time in the second game. Where do you really go from here? I think it's all about pride for Wales now. You used the word earlier on. You don't want to go back down the road thinking about what might have been, so you might as well leave what you've got on the pitch. They were expected to mount another challenge for the Victory Shield itself after winning it the last 2 years. We really haven't seen enough from them so far. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jack Vale or Daniel Griffiths come on. But no, you have to think Wales are better than they've shown us over the course of the 2 games.
Certainly has been an interesting first 40 minutes. 2 goals to the good. Got plenty of highlights to talk about as well. Just try and take a look at some of those. And already we're seeing some feisty challenges. A real feature of this game. Irahan and Cochrane doubling up there. A shove on Terry Taylor. Plays his football in Scotland, of course, so perhaps a number of the boys will be looking to get the bragging rights over him.
Cochrane and Gilmore never too far away from the thick of the action.
Saw Taylor this time, though, just a bit loose from him on that occasion. And in many ways, perhaps that was one of the moments that started to swing the momentum in Scotland's favour, Kenny. That was when they got their first corner You can see McGrath there and making a nuisance of himself, and it was from these set-piece deliveries of Gilmore that Scotland really did start to threaten.
From both sides, from Gilmore, his delivery has been exceptional so far. As I said, whether it's driven in, whether it's floated in, he's creating havoc. Wales really have been restricted for the second game in a row. Ryan Mullins had very little to do, and the first time looking at him in a wee while, certainly, you're left wondering just how good he is, because he's had very little to do. He does contribute well in general play, happy to take the ball to feet.
Well, we've upset someone, Kenny. We've had a message in from the good folks at Motherwell Football Club. They're wanting to take a bit more credit for Jamie Semple's development. He's been at the club for years. He's now honing his skills at the performance school, according to the guys down Fir Park Way. No need to argue about it, fellows.
That'll be Alan Burrows. Let's call a spade a spade.
Not at all. We don't like to name names on here.
Hi, Alan.
But certainly, whatever way you cut it, whoever's fault it is, Jamie Semple certainly looks like a good player so far.
Listen, it is a valid, selfish point, it has to be said, from Alan Burrows, but a very valid one. I saw the development team winning the Youth Cup last year. Certainly a number of young players at Fir Park with a bright future.
Don't want to upset Scott Leach and his team too much either down there. Let's keep them on side, shall we? But you can see Hamilton there looking a bit frustrated, the Scotland captain, on that one, but he's been in amongst the thick of things. Kieran McGrath of Celtic as well. He's put himself about, Kenny, a physical presence up front.
He has, and I think that's why they elected to bring him in, because he is, despite his tender years, he is an old-fashioned battering ram up front. He's happy to rough up defenders and do the ugly side of the game and run the channels, and he does give them that focal point. Maybe in the first game they interchanged a bit more. We both felt as if Mark Leonard contributed well. Slight tweak in the system for this one. Certainly paid off for Brian McLaughlin and James Grady. I
suppose that's the pleasing thing for the coaching staff. We've seen now a number of players over the course of the first game and a half coming in and really making an impression, so they won't hesitate to turn to the bench. We're seeing this goal again, Kenny. It's worth a second, third, fourth, 10th watch. It really is. Simple. Look at that. First touch and hit.
Just a lovely controlled finish. All that coaching at Fir Park paying off.
And credit must go to the set-up play as well. Really was a lovely pass over the top. Welsh defence can't get to grips with it. Chris Hamilton, the captain, delighted. A dance of celebration there in the middle. Look at this from a crunching tackle from Cochrane. He's touched on it in the first half, really enjoying that battle between Cochrane and Terry Taylor.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Cochrane's game. It certainly doesn't hold back. As we said with Butterworth, he's happy to be direct, take people on, even if he knows he's going to be clattered. McGrath just dragging his shot there. More to come from him, I think, in the second half.
From a Scotland point of view, Kenny clearly in the driving seat to go on and win this game, but 2-0 as the old cliche goes, and we don't mind spouting the odd cliche here. A difficult score line, because the next goal becomes vital. The next goal either means that Scotland are going to run away with this, or that Wales are really going to try and get themselves back into it.
You would expect Wales to come flying out the traps, try and give them something to cling on to. I think the encouraging thing for Scotland is that they've got various options on the bench. Dean Campbell was another one who's maybe unlucky to miss out after a promising first game. We saw Aaron Presley, son of Stephen. He came on too, offered a lot of physicality up front. So options for Scotland to change things if Wales come back into it.
Yeah, understandably so. There's a lot of attention, excitement, call it what you will, about Karamoko Dembele on the bench as well. Only 13 years of age. I wonder if Scotland do increase their lead, or if they stay as comfortable as they have been in the first half. I wonder if we will see the Celtic youngster in the second half here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about him, rightly or wrongly, and justifiably. There is a lot of excitement. You think of the 3 games, this is the one he's most likely to feature in against, I think we can say now after 2 games, arguably the weakest team in the group. I haven't seen that Republic of Ireland team twice. Very, very physically assertive. Might not be the one to throw him into. So, nope. If he's going to play, you'd expect it to be at some point this afternoon. But as we've said, there's a lot of boys who deserve to be here, and will feel they're equally meriting a run out.
Billy Gilmore was a player that we spoke time and time again about in the first game. Such was his level of performance. He won man of the match. He's been, reaping the plaudits since then. perhaps a quieter game this afternoon, but still you can see his eagerness to get in the ball and his set piece delivery causing problems.
He's so effective. I think that's the pleasing thing, is that even if he is having a quieter game, and I still think he's been quietly impressive, but his delivery from set piece time after time has been spot on. And I'm so pleased these games are being streamed live, because it does give a lot of people who wouldn't necessarily have the opportunity or take the opportunity to see the Scotland youth teams. I hope a lot of people are encouraged by some of the progress that's being made, and we can only hope as these boys step up the age groups they continue to progress.
Yeah, of course, remember this is day 2 of the 2016 Victory Shield. We are streaming all of the games live and for catch-up at youtube.com/Scotland National Team, but you are just as much a part of this coverage as we are. We want to know what you think. Hashtag Victory Shield on Twitter if you want to give us your opinions on what you're seeing on screen. Perhaps you've got some expert knowledge to give us, some players you may have seen before. We've had a lot of tweets in this afternoon, it must be said. And Chris Mack is on there as well. Hashtag Victory Shield. Hope Celtic's young wonder boy gets on in the second half, even for 20 minutes. But you never know, the boys are out there at the moment are certainly doing just fine without him. Jeff Pearson, hashtag Victory Shield. Very impressive Scottish team. Nearly as impressive as the comment. You would think we were paying these guys, Kenny, honestly. Great
You would
credit.
think it.
I think you're being all too kind. I'm not sure why. I think that's just thinking that a bit of flattery is going to get them a shout out, but that's fine.
Absolutely.
We can be bought, let's be absolutely clear. Jamie Swinney as well. Enjoyable first half. Great platform for the players to perform, and good to see the coverage provided. Gary Valentine says, looking good for Friday so far. I don't want to look too far ahead to that at the moment, Kenny. There's a long way to go in this one, but already we sort of highlighted it on Sunday that Scotland against Republic of Ireland is going to be a wonderful clash.
Well, I think we said that after the first round of games. That is the one to watch. You have Scotland to play a very methodical, passing, patient style of football against a Republic team who just want to attack with pace down the wings, some intricate play through the middle, and strength up front. So I think it'll be a real clash of styles, and really will be one to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. And still players just going about their business at half time. Scotland opting for a fairly different approach. You might see the Welsh players, substitutes out warming up at the moment. They're going about their business, but Scotland opting to take everyone into the dressing room at half time, get everyone together, regroup, and see where they can go from the second half. Do they push forward and try and get a third goal? Do they just make sure Wales don't worm their way back into this one? It's going to be a fascinating contest, whichever way you look at it.
I think even Wales against Northern Ireland will be interesting because it'll be two teams determined.
The wooden spoon.
Yeah, the wooden spoon, but be two teams determined to show what they're all about. Because I think there's probably more to come from both. But no, certainly on the evidence so far, Scotland and the Republic of Ireland, the two teams to beat, and they look well matched.
Some famous faces from the world of Scottish football down in front of us. We mentioned them at the start. Scotland international and Rangers player Barry Mackay. I wonder what he makes of Zach Butterworth and Billy Gilmore. Just wonder if he'll be taking some positive reports back to Auchenhowie as to how those boys have performed so far.
Speaking to Barry before the game, even though Billy Gilmore's not trained with the Rangers first team yet, certainly no secret to the boys that are there. They know all about him. Just as a few of the Hearts players yesterday were asking us about the progress of young Chris Hamilton, Anthony McDonald, Cochrane as well.
And the Hearts boys as well, Kenny, they're the ones who will be even more familiar with these surroundings. Scotland hoping to reap the rewards of a facility like this for years to come. Hearts already using this as their main training base, and you can see why there's a lot of excitement in Scotland around this facility. A lot of money was spent on it. We had a good look around yesterday. Not only this massive playing surface here, but all the best in terms of strength and conditioning facilities, recovery sessions, hydro pools, ice baths, the full lot. This place has got it, and certainly an exciting platform for these players to go and show what they can do. Yeah,
it's been a real passion of Stuart Regan's, this project. It's certainly coming to fruition. There's a hotel on the way just to finalise the plans, and I think the good thing is that it's open to the public as well, so the community around the Edinburgh area benefiting as well.
Here comes Scotland then for the second 40.
I think the important thing to say about Oriam is that as impressive as a facility as it is, it's only going to be as good as the coaches and the blueprint within it. And certainly if the evidence so far suggests that there is a lot to be optimistic about.
Facilities guarantee you nothing, but it's certainly better to have them than to not, that's for sure. And this certainly is a spectacular facility. So here come the Scotland team then. There's the man in the middle, number 9, Jamie Semple, leading the players back on after a double in the first half. I know there will be some cynics out there telling us the first goal was an own goal by young Michael Ellery, but if we're feeling charitable, let's give it to Jamie Semple.
As we say, I think Ellery's suffered enough. He's tried to throw himself in front of everything for Wales in the opening 2 games. Sometimes it's cost him. Yeah,
it's a strange situation, is it? Because some of the Wales backline individually have actually performed okay, but a game and a half in, they've conceded 6.
They've had very, very little protection from the people in front of them. Scotland have been flooding forward in numbers, just as the Republic of Ireland did. I think they can justifiably ask some questions of their teammates, and maybe they did that at half time.
We're going to see, I think, a change for Wales at the break, certainly at least one. We're going to see the introduction of number 11, who is Jack Vale. Was an impressive performer, as strange as that sounds. They lost 4-0, but Jack Vale showed that he's got plenty of pace to burn in that first game. He will be entering, and a change for Scotland as well. We're going to see Mark Leonard. Mark Leonard, Kenny, was another player who was impressive in the opening game, and he's on to show what he can do in this second 45, so you can all look out for him. He's going to be wearing the number 8. And Kenny, Mark Leonard's a player that you like.
I do like him. He started off up top for Scotland, but like Gilmore and Cochrane and the rest, to be fair, midfield to front, they're happy to interchange and swap positions. As I said, he was playing up top, but he was happy to drop right back in front of his own defence. Well, very rarely gave the ball away.
Well, funny you should mention him, because it is that Duracell bunny Cochrane who's made way for Leonard. Cochrane's clearly done enough running in a game and a half.
I think that's a sensible decision when you consider how little he's trained and played since that France friendly. It makes sense. Certainly he'll be needed for that decisive game against the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, so Harry Cochrane goes off, and he's been replaced by Mark Leonard. Wales have rolled the dice as well, throwing on the winger Jack Vale. He's out on this near side, to keep an eye out for him, the Wales number 11. He's got plenty of pace to burn. So the second half is underway here at Oriam in Edinburgh. Scotland 2-0 up at half time, thanks to goals from Jamie Semple. And Kenny, would you expect Scotland to carry on with controlling this game?
I would, and it just plays into their hands really. The Welsh have to push, and they'll get frustrated because, as we saw in the first half, they found it really difficult to get tight to Billy Gilmore. The more he's pressed, the more he seems to enjoy rolling his opponents, pulling the strings.
Scotland management duo of Brian McLaughlin and James Grady just taking their seats in the dugout in front of us. They'll be more than happy with what they've witnessed in that first 40 minutes. And remember, let's refresh your memories. If you want to get in touch with us, it's #VictoryShield on Twitter, and the Twitter handle is @ScottishFA. It's good to see so many of you enjoying the online coverage. Remember, all the matches streamed live and for catch-up at youtube.com/Scotland National Team. And if you're on Facebook, as I'm sure many of you are, Scotland National Team is the Facebook page, and you can see all the post-match interviews there as well, so stay tuned. Here goes Butterworth down the left-hand side, lovely turn, and it comes left-footed. Easily picked up though by Terry Taylor. It's a loose pass from him though, gives possession straight back to Scotland. Back with O'Connor. Alan Slammin is watching from China nevertheless. He says, hasn't disappointed so far on Twitter. Fantastic finish from Semple. Future looking bright for the Well. Now if he's saying the Well, that suggests he's a Motherwell fan and he's living in China. There can't be many of them, Kenny. So I think that's certainly worth a shout out. As Wales go rampaging down the right hand side. Good chance for Wales this though. Williams is into the box, across it comes, and there is the tap in. Wales strike back just 2 minutes into this second half, and it's Isaac Davis with the finish. Calvin Williams down the left hand side, he flashed the ball across, and it really was a simple finish for Isaac Davis. And Kenny, all of a sudden, game on.
Well, there's that lifeline we talked about. Davis very determined. A, with the finish where he kept his cool, and B, grabbing that ball straight away and placing it down on the halfway line.
Well, two very different scenarios, Kenny. If you're Wales, that is an ideal, a dream response, if you will. And if you're Brian McLaughlin, you can't believe it. I was going to say pulling your hair out, but I'm not sure about that. Because in the half-time dressing room, you're saying to yourselves, keep it tight, don't give anything away early on, and go on and win this game comfortably. And all of a sudden, the lead's cut in half.
It's been a bit of a game changer. It's unlike Scotland to leave someone in so much space. Defence have been so tight.
The pendulum has swung ever so slightly, and now it's up to Scotland to see how they can respond, because you just know, and look at this hassling and harrying, you know that the Welsh are going to have their tails right up after that response.
Keeps things interesting.
Just 2.5 minutes into the second half, Isaac Davis has got Wales right back into this one. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the Scots respond. Here's Binks, helps to go long, doesn't find a teammate. And Kenny, how important is it at this stage that Scotland don't panic and remember all the things they did well in the first half?
I think that's exactly right. I think they have to trust in the tactics, trust in themselves, stick to what they were doing well. You can see a few frustrated faces in dark blue, a few players having a go at each other. No bad thing if it gives them a wee shake.
Evan McLaughlin's been on Twitter as well using the hashtag Victory Shield. He says Billy Gilmore playing well, but hopefully Karamoko Dembele comes on. I don't think somehow Evan is alone in hoping that we see the Celtic youngster at some stage for Scotland, but still a long way to go in this one, it must be said, and it's up to the 11 on the field at the moment to try and turn things back towards being in Scotland's favour. They do still lead, of course. Lovely from Semple, works the 1-2, down he goes, and referee David Dickinson says that is a foul to the hosts.
I think everyone's obviously excited to see a bit more of Dembele. We've all enjoyed the compilations but to be on YouTube, but to be fair to the Scotland coaching staff, he is 13 years old, he has to be looked after. He's in a squad full of 15-year-olds who have, over the course of a few months, have earned the right to be here.
Well, Binks just taking a chance there, but wonderful recovery tackle from him. Stretches out one of those long legs and just diverts the ball back the way. Goalkeeper Ryan Mullen able to collect relatively comfortably and plays it out to Irahan on that far side of the Scotland defence. Hamilton finds Gilmore, but they're closing Gilmore down very quickly, the Welsh. They know he is arguably the danger man. Here goes Williams again, was the architect of that Wales goal, and he's trying his luck again, whips it in. Luckily for Scotland, it is straight into the hands of Ryan Mullen. He tries to spring the attack fairly quickly. Andrew Kerr rampaging forward, he's played it in behind, but it's just too much on it. Semple's not going to get there. Semple thinking about closing it down, but has to stay put in the end. Harmlessly out for a throw-in on this near side. And Kenny, what will the main message be from the Scotland dugout to the players on the field at this stage?
I think Scotland just have to get their foot on the ball in midfield again. It was an area they dominated as the first half progressed. To try and get Gilmore on the ball again. Could argue they've missed the impetus of Cochrane in the midfield. He was a bit of an enforcer for them.
Interesting to speak to Brian McLaughlin after the game and find out if that was purely tactical or fitness related in terms of the decision to bring off Cochrane.
Certainly was playing well.
Well played again by the Scotland backline. Has been an impressive performer, Kane O'Connor. Set up the second goal, of course, but not shirking his defensive duties on that occasion.
Have to hand it to Lewis Clutton. He's one of the smallest players on the park. Happy to take on Kane O'Connor there. Yeah,
the Welsh 17 just in the centre of your screen. He certainly has put himself around.
Hardy wee soul.
Lovely turn of pace that from Cavan Williams. We know he's got that in the locker. Pass just goes a bit long though. Brian McLaughlin, the Scotland head coach, they're just urging his players to get high up the park. And you can see why, just trying to stretch the play, get in behind.
Good link-up play from McGrath, unlucky.
Just trying to enjoy some of the success they had in the first half here, the Scots. Up it goes though, good header from Binks. Leonard picks it up, Irahan, heavy touch from him, gets there in the end. Taylor, the man who tumbles for the Welsh, is just limping a little bit, the Welsh number 8.
I think Arahan's going to have to be the man that maybe takes control of that midfield again. Cover the ground, put in the tackles, do the ugly side.
Semple goes down, but referee David Dickinson doesn't think that's a foul. Here's the half-time substitute, Vale. We know he's quick, but he loses his footing.
Here's more of that graft from McGrath I was talking about.
Yeah, look at that. More than happy to come all the way back, clear up the danger, and win possession back for his team. McGrath takes up his more attacking position now and leaves the ball back with Mullen. Ryan's been on Twitter as well using the hashtag Victory Shield. He says, see Wales coming back here. And I think there's a few nervous faces in Scotland colours, just wondering how this game's going to go now that the Welsh have got to go back. Here's Vale, plays it back in. Jamie Taylor just giving it into the captain, Clutton.
Lovely weighted pass.
Out to Williams again on the left hand side. He's enjoyed a fair bit of space in this second half. The cross comes in, and then he'll be disappointed with that final ball, Kenny. It was a great run down the left hand side. We've already seen what he can do when he gets into those positions, but he just got that one wrong.
Yeah, he's got a good turn of pace. He did the hard bit, there, covered the yards, looked up, just sclaffed at the cross.
Scotland quite keen just to play it out from the back, not wanting to go long on too many occasions.
Wales are definitely pushing Scotland back.
Here's Billy Gilmore though, good chance for the Rangers man, getting in a good position. Lovely turn of pace as well, flashes it across goal, no takers. Jamie Semple scampering after it, trying to get there, trying to draw the foul as well. Semple does well to keep it alive, over the head, cleared, only as far as Arahan. Takes it, first touch left footed, into McGrath. He's going to fire at goal, shot blocked in the end. It was a good chance for Scotland. Billy Gilmore there down the right. There's Kerr, out to Semple. Semple thinks about giving him it back, turns onto the right boot, looks to just stand it up. Going to be a huge ask for Butterworth to get there, indeed he doesn't.
Two good deliveries into the box from Scotland, Gilmore on the right, Semple on the left, and maybe that's the one downside of an attacking formation where they all swap positions, because McGrath works so hard that sometimes he's not in the box to profit from these chances.
Yeah, you could see Gilmore there busting down the right hand side, perhaps Scotland's best opening of this second half so far. Just trying to regain a stranglehold in this one. He looked really comfortable in the first half, Scotland. 2 goals to the good at the break. But Isaac Davis got Wales right back in this just a minute and a half or so into the second 40. Scotland have the ball in, throw in deep in the Wales half. And I can tell you the Wales technical staff in front of us certainly thinking about a change. Some players giving the nod to go and warm up as the ball comes in. Semple's in there again, headers it, crashes off the crossbar. And Leonard just couldn't quite follow up in the rebound. Well, on this hat-trick, Jamie Semple. Good strength from him to hold it off, Kenny. You see the header, and the goalkeeper didn't look entirely comfortable.
Certainly wasn't far away from Semple. Another determined effort.
And this is better from Scotland. They looked as if they'd fallen right out of it at the start of this second half.
Good to see Falkirk technical director Alex Smith take his place in the stand. Scottish football legend, recently inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Very recently.
Well deserved too. Surely too long in the game to be asked to do the coffee run. But one of the more obliging figures in the game.
Just disappointed he hasn't brought us one, to be honest.
Poor show.
Up it goes. There's Davis, the goal scorer. Lovely turn from him as well. Is that out? No, says the referee. The cross comes at Rahan. Binks is wrestling hard. Clutton's got it. There's a real chance on here for Wales. Williams with the shot. Well saved, Ryan Mullen. And a bit of a scare there for Scotland.
Yep, now we can see what Ryan Mullen's all about. Smart save down low to his right.
The goal scorer Isaac Davis showing a great turn of pace to get away from Binks. Binks felt the ball was out. I don't think too many would have disagreed if the assistant referee had given it, but it wasn't to be. The play raged on, and in the end it took a smart stop.
And for all we were praising his tenacity, good delivery from Clutton again.
I think we are going to see a couple of changes for Scotland as the ball comes in. Only as far as the edge of the 18-yard box. Vale's there. Good footwork from the Welsh winger. Gets to the byline, tries to cross it in. Billy Gilmore, the man who clears. Semple's up. McGrath in there as well. Taylor trying to calm things down for Wales. There's Vale. That's exactly what he's been brought on for. Lovely turn. Cruel tackle that from Jamie Semple, and quite rightly, that's going to be a free kick to the Welsh.
That was rash from the Motherwell man. Didn't have to do that. He's put his team under a wee bit of pressure.
He certainly has.
Big chance for Wales.
Scotland assistant James Grady down there in front of us, just barking instructions, trying to get Butterworth to close the ball down. Chris Hamilton, the captain, in there trying to organise things. It's going to be Williams with the ball, left-footed, and it comes right at the keeper, and he collects well. Ryan Mullen, it was right at him, Kenny, but very important that he didn't drop that one.
Yep, safe pair of hands. Interesting tactic from Wales to start off in a bunch and then break away at the last minute.
Going to see a number of changes. Kenny, Wales going to go for this one. At least 3 changes for them.
I'll leave these up to you. Thankfully you're always on the ball when it comes to these multiple substitutions.
It certainly does become quite difficult when you make 3 and 4 at one time.
You can handle it.
We'll do our best to pretend we know what's going on. Scotland have it down the right hand side at the moment. Zach Butterworth, up he goes. And down he goes in the end, and the referee says it's nothing more than a throw into Scotland, is it? It certainly is. A corner kick actually in the far side. Here come the changes then. First of all for Scotland, and perhaps a big moment this for Scotland. We are going to see Celtic's 13-year-old Karamoko Dembele coming onto the field. So first man off is number 22, Andrew Kerr. He's going to be replaced by number 3, who's Jamie Walker. Ethan Irahan coming off as well. He's going to be replaced by number 15, who's Dean Campbell. And finally, a change that will cause a lot of intrigue. On comes number 7, Karamoko Dembele. He's going to replace Zach Butterworth of Rangers. So Karamoko Dembele on for Scotland. And it will be interesting to see just how he fares.
Here we go.
Clearly a good bit smaller than a lot of the other players, but that certainly hasn't stopped him based on what we've seen so far. And Kenny, Scotland making a few changes, Wales as well. Both sides with their respective tasks here. Scotland trying to build in the lead and Wales trying to get back into it.
Well, I can understand bringing Dean Campbell on. I thought he was assured in the first game. Real presence in midfield with a good eye for a pass. And Dembele's obviously the throw of the dice. All interested to see how he does.
Certainly doesn't look like he'll be phased, the young Celtic player. He's operating far on this right hand side at the moment. So Scotland just working the ball out to the right hand side. Ball just worked down the left at the moment for Wales. It's a nice 1-2 there in the end, just ever so slightly overhit. And Chris Hamilton, the Scotland captain, in absolutely no hurry to get on the ball on the far side, just using the opportunity to slow the ball down. And it goes to the feet of Gilmore. He's been tripped according to the referee.
Interesting to see Campbell slot right in there, just in front of the defence. Maybe an area where Scotland haven't been doing quite so well in that second half. Shore things up a bit.
Yeah, Ethan Irahan had done very well at breaking up the play, the St Mirren man. He's gone off now though. Someone else is going to have to pick up the mantle of breaking things up. A nice flick inside from McGrath. Leonard has it, ends up having to lunge. The referee says play on, advantage to Wales. Binks comes forward now. plays it in, bit of space here for Scotland. Here comes Semple, strong running from him as always. Out to this left side, McGrath checks back onto the right foot, into Gilmore. Gilmore to Leonard, knocks it off to Dembele, plays it left footed into McGrath. Dembele wants it back, it goes across to Gilmore, layoff though, too heavy. And Wales able to break. Vale out to this right side for Nico Williams, the substitute. It's a lovely ball from him, great first time touch as well. Davis has got a clear sight at goal again this time. He screws it wide and actually took a touch from Ryan Mullen, the goalkeeper, on its way out. Isaac Davis, the Welsh number 18, looking like a different man since he got that goal, Kenny. Absolutely full of confidence. Again, the shot probably going wide, but Mullen just making sure.
I think he'll be disappointed, Davis, that he snatched at that because he had a bit more time to pick his spot. Mullen taking no chances.
So Scotland got a bit of defending to do here as goal scorer Davis makes his way into the 6-yard box. Going to be Williams with it, swings it in. Header at the front post from McGrath. Gilmore's there. Lovely turn from Williams, goes in with the right boot. Ball just bouncing around in the end, hacked clear by Kane O'Connor.
What were you doing at 13, Gordon?
Certainly not playing for Scotland under 16s, that is for sure. Probably playing PlayStation. Not very much being the answer. Doing my homework at this time, I would imagine. But there is the 13-year-old Karamoko Dembele on the far side.
Certainly keen to get on the ball.
Wales with it at the moment though. Williams down the left hand side. He's enjoyed a good second half to the game. In it comes Semple. He's not got many options. He does have Dembele behind him though. Semple chooses to go long. Switch the play to McGrath.
Good control from McGrath.
Jamie Walker on at left back for Scotland, the number 3. Here is Dembele again. Plays it in, first time. Semple, just working the angle. Oh, and that's loose from Scotland. That allows Vale to go in, but Binks is going to be able to clear the danger.
I do think the changes for Scotland have made a difference, particularly Campbell in front of that defence.
He was full of energy when we saw him on Sunday. Looks to try and bring that again, Dean Campbell.
A couple of flashes from Dembele so far.
He certainly looks crisp in the pass, does Dembele, firing it in at quite some speed. Here's Gilmore. Chris Hamilton, the captain, is going to go scampering forward. He has left a area at the back. Dembele is going to try and use the ball. Lovely footwork from him, dances inside. Semple gives it off. Down the line to Dembele again. Lovely footwork from him. Looks so comfortable on the ball.
Wow.
Here's Gilmore. Gilmore in the end having to lunge in. How often do you see that, Kenny? Just lose control.
Just a bit high there, Gilmore.
Trying to make up for it. We're seeing Dembele. Didn't get to see too much of the full move on that occasion, but he is unbelievably comfortable with the ball at his feet.
Terrific quick feet there.
Completely unfazed as well, as everyone knew he would be.
Working hard too.
Yeah, fairly disciplined. There he goes, closing the ball down. Not getting too carried away. He's not chasing it everywhere.
Certainly giving away a few inches to some of those players.
Jack Vale allowed to bring the ball down far too easily though. The Welsh number 11, good skill from him.
No surprise to see Vale improving things for Wales. Caught the eye in the first game despite their struggles.
The Welsh number 11 jersey is a fairly big one to fill over the years. Jack Vale showing nice skill on the wing so far.
Just like to see Scotland get a grip of things in midfield.
Yeah, Billy Gilmore again hasn't enjoyed as much possession as the Scotland management staff would have liked.
Scotland happy to slow things down here.
Long ball just got too much on it though. Semple jumped as high as he could. It wasn't high enough though.
It's been another tough shift for Semple. He's going to have to start picking and choosing these runs.
Gilmore again lunging in. A few gasps.
Yeah, Gilmore's going to have to rein it in a wee bit, I think.
And in many ways, I think the referee is perhaps compensating for that one, because didn't seem to be a great deal wrong with the Semple challenge, but wasn't happy with it. Certainly looked a bit more accidental. But
Very little in that.
Produces the yellow card, and Jamie Semple has got a yellow card to add to the 2 goals he's already scored this afternoon.
You just wonder how long Semple's got left in him.
There's certainly options on the bench for Scotland should they want to change it. Here comes Campbell again. It was a calm head, finds Gilmore.
Lovely touch inside.
It really was. Semple has it.
Great balance.
Semple just looking to do quite a lot with it. Dembele's there if he needs him. Gives it out to Dembele. Dances away from Williams. Coming inside. Flicks it with the outside of the left boot. Hamilton. Oh, Gilmore goes down hefty. Challenged that one from Ellery, and I think he too could find himself in the book. If the last one was surprising, that one certainly was not.
When you watch boys like Gilmore, Dembele, and they're not the only two, they do make it look really simple. A game that most of us manage to look very complicated on 5-a-side pitches across the country.
Yeah, always looking to dance into the spaces, aren't they? They don't have any hesitation whatsoever.
I think what's good is the decision making. It's never over elaborate for the sake of it.
Well, Gilmore is the man over the free kick. Right footed as always. Here it comes, swinging in. Not his best delivery, it must be said, albeit he has set the bar fairly high. There is Dembele again. Chest control. Chips it into Dean Campbell. Dancing into the box. The shot comes across goal. Mark Leonard it was with the chance.
Leonard very, very honest there. I thought he was clipped.
And here we go again, Scotland. McGrath coming in onto the left foot. McGrath fires it in the end.
Just rushed it.
He just rushed the effort, sliced it with the left boot, but Scotland yet again managing to apply some pressure. Loose defending from Wales, as you can see. Ryan Astley it was with the loose pass initially. McGrath thought about the right foot, back onto the left, and when he really has to go across the goalkeeper there.
He took it so well to begin with. I really hope we can get another shot of that Dembele flick, because that was outrageous.
So Wales just clearing the lines then. A sustained period of pressure there for Scotland, but Wales certainly vastly improved in the second half. Here's Dembele, left footed into Gilmore.
Just like that team.
Ellery clears. Chance for Wales to break here. Vale has it. He's got past 1, past 2. Flicks it into the path. Great tackle though, and Scotland might just win the throw in if that goes all the way out. It's going to be kept in. Brilliant play, Nico Williams. Really good strength from the Welsh number 10.
Not for the first time, Kane O'Connor.
Oh, he's done so well, has Williams. Across it comes. Flashes past everyone. Hamilton trying to hack clear. Not fully clear, Vale, and it does go just past the post. Ever so close from Wales. Great determination by Williams. And Vale just couldn't quite find that post.
But that man, Vale, just making the difference again for Wales. I think we're both surprised to see him left out for the start of this game.
We are going to see some more changes for Wales as well at the moment. Still 2-1 down, of course. 15 minutes or so, 14 minutes to go. So Jack Davis is the man coming off. He's going to be replaced by Morgan Boyce. And it is the goal scorer as well, Isaac Davis, the man who got the goal, coming off. And he's replaced by Daniel Griffiths, the number 9. We were impressed with him in Sunday, Kenny. We know his side lost 4-0, but Griffiths, he put himself around and really battled hard for everything up front for Wales.
He did, for very little reward, similar to Semple, happy to drop deep, to do the physical shift. We just didn't really see much of him in front of goal. Nothing resembling a supply line for him, first time round.
Brian McLaughlin again urging his side to get higher up the field, but when the goalkeeper's kicks go straight to the Welsh, it makes it slightly difficult. There's the ball in again. Williams has it out on this right hand side. Nico Williams, that is. Cavan Williams on the other side. And we're going to see some more changes for Scotland, perhaps unsurprisingly. Looks like Jamie Semple is the man coming off 2 goals, Kenny, and a terrific shift from the Motherwell man.
Not for the first time in this competition. He'll be delighted with his efforts. Also coming off is Lewis Banks.
Nathan Patterson is the man coming on first and foremost. Binks off as well.
Taylor Wilson, who scored the goal in the opening game.
Taylor Wilson is on. Put Scotland 1 goal to the good on Sunday against Northern Ireland. Albeit his main job is going to be to shore things up at the back at the moment, that's for sure.
Like what I've seen of Binks though in the first 2 games. Composed figure at the back from Tottenham, newcomer to the setup.
Looks like Dembele's been moved into a more attacking position up front, just allowing Nathan Patterson to operate on the right hand side.
That is a lot of ground for someone so small to cover.
It's a lot of ground for anyone to cover. You can see him there, just doing his best to come across. Taylor Wilson, I think he may have misjudged that one, but the keeper's going to get there. Keeper just going to shield it all the way out. Indeed he does. So just 11 minutes or so of the 80 to go. Scotland still lead Wales by 2 goals to 1 thanks to a Jamie Semple double. Isaac Davis getting Scotland a little bit more nervous in the second half with that goal for Wales. Here is Dembele, brings it down first time. Look at that wonderful turn from Dembele. Dances away down the left hand side, just chops back. McGrath decides to go for goal in the end. And you can see some of his teammates a little bit dismayed with that decision.
The things he can do with a football at 13, it's frankly depressing.
Good play to begin with.
I'm pleased with myself if I can tie my shoelaces in the morning.
I think
some
that
of the
says
things he can do with a
more
ball.
about you than it does him. Remember, if you want to get in touch, hashtag Victory Shield on Twitter.
I said this earlier, but it's the decision making that sticks out with him. It's not a trick for the sake of it. It's a trick because it's effective. It's the best way out of a tight spot.
Hugh Richards on Twitter, hashtag Victory Shield, trying not to get too hyped up about Dembele, but I can't help it. I don't think you're alone.
I think we're all the same.
And
nice to see him get the ball in an area where he can make an impact.
Some nice praise for this facility at Oriam as well. Another tweeter here using the hashtag Victory Shield says impressive complex, and indeed it is. Billy Gilmore still getting plenty of praise on here as well. Hashtag Victory Shield should you want to get involved.
Justifiably so.
Gilmore and Dembele both closing down at the moment, but the ball goes out to Ellery on the far side. No real pressure from Scotland. Pitch is just a bit too big to be pressing all of the back four. Here comes Griffiths for Wales. He's got Vale outside him. Well saved in the end, Ryan Mullen. And the Welsh looking increasingly dangerous on the attack. See this chance again. Dan Griffiths, the man who's just come on, slips it into the path. Fair play to Ryan Mullen. It is a save he would expect to make, but did so nevertheless. It's a cracking volley though, and you do not save
finish.
Those.
An unbelievable finish.
Unbelievable strike from Wales.
Keenan Patton.
And that ties the game up 2-2. Keenan Patton, the number 4. What an unbelievable strike that is. Corner from the near side, not fully cleared. First time volley, finds the side netting. And that is a fantastic finish. We're just going to see it again.
Listen, for long spells in this game, Wales have been second best, but they fully deserve this comeback.
That is a fantastic strike. Ball not fully clear. He catches it on the volley. And we were just praising Ryan Mullen, the Scotland goalkeeper. You do not save those. Absolutely fantastic strike.
We did say 2-0 down was a test of character for Wales. We certainly passed it.
Hamilton trying to drive forward. McGrath has it on this near side. And the game is there to be won then. Who wants it the most? 8 minutes to go.
Clumsy from McGrath.
8 minutes of the 80. Scotland 2, Wales 2. Wales just spreading it to the far side. They're making use of the space relatively well at the back at the moment. Here it comes, Patton. Plays it forward though.
Frustrating for a Scotland team who were so in command of the game. But credit to Wales.
Yep.
Have to think the withdrawal of Cochrane was a potential turning point in the game.
Great character from Wales though, it must be said. They looked dead and buried at 2-0 down, and all of a sudden they've got themselves back in level terms. That's exactly the type of determination they wanted to see. So well done to the boys in red.
Scotland have to try and get Gilmore on the ball more.
Gilmore's trying to get there, and he's forced Ellery into a rash clearance. Think it just about went for a throw in, not quite a corner on the far side.
Just going to say before the goal, Griffiths, like his Celtic namesake, just seems to make things happen when he's on the pitch.
Here's Gilmore though, trying to do the same at the other end for Scotland. Comes across onto the left foot, Gilmore, and it's taken a deflection and goes wide. Going to be a corner kick to Scotland. I think a few in the crowd, including ourselves, thought that one was heading towards goal from Gilmore. As you can see, onto his left foot, took a swipe at it, and in the end he has to go across and settle for corner kick duty. Referee just going to have a word with Kieran McGrath here. He had a word with him a couple of minutes ago. I wonder if that's still in the back of his mind. Dembele's offering shot. It looks like Gilmore will deliver. Likes to whip it straight into the danger area, and he's done so again. Up they go, ball bouncing around. Leonard's there, deflected wide for another corner kick. Scotland really are throwing everything at this, trying to get their noses back in front.
Leonard so unlucky there. Did well to keep the ball down. It's all good defending from Wales.
Fair journey for Billy Gilmore to get over to the other side to take the corner now.
It's a shift in itself.
Again, Dembele is offering short. Again, you suspect Gilmore's going to whip it right in. Indeed he does. It's deep, this one. Across it comes. Wilson's there, and over the head of him, McGrath as well. Goal kick.
I think in normal circumstances you would want the corner taker to give the ball short to Dembele and see what he can do, but Gilmore's deliveries have been so consistently good. It's worth persevering with it.
So Wales again has been a real feature of their play from goal kicks, just to get the ball up the field, try and work on second balls, but they don't even need a second ball there, because that's a great touch from Griffiths. Brings Vale into play. What a wonderful run from him. Tries to slip it back through. Jamie Walker gets there, but he's lost it as well. Wins it back. Scotland just really can't get their foot on it at the moment. Out it goes. Cameron Evans thought that was a Wales throw in. The assistant referee disagrees. And with 4.5 minutes to go, it's still Scotland 2, Wales 2.
Certainly worth catching the highlights from these games. I know they'll be up later, but we've seen a lot of good football today.
Indeed, you can catch the highlights. Well, you can catch the full game. We're streaming it live and for catch up, youtube.com/Scotland National Team. And you can see all the post-match interviews on the Scotland National Team Facebook page as well. So plenty to get your teeth into. Is there going to be some late drama here at Oriam between Scotland and Wales?
Certainly that pattern strike's going to take some beating.
It certainly will. Ellery has it. Dembele slowly closing him down, but Ellery able to skip away. A far greater stride length, that's for sure. Out to Patterson on the right hand side, tries to go down the line. Nathan Patterson, another substitute for Scotland over on that right hand side. Gilmore chasing, he's giving it everything, but Ellery's just going to try and shield it. He's got a fair job to see that one out. Gilmore, down he goes. Thought that was ambitious from Ellery, trying to see it out from that distance. Interesting decision there.
Cheap foul from the corner.
I suspect we could be heading for a draw here unless we're going to have some late action. 3 minutes of the 80 to go. Ellery has it. There's too much space for the Welsh backline, it must be said. And Kenny, it's that time of the afternoon where I'm going to put you in the spot and ask you for your man of the match. If you disagree with Kenny, and I suspect you do, let us know. #VictoryShield on Twitter. Who's your man of the match?
Fewer standout candidates in this game than the previous ones. I think it might be churlish to give it to anyone other than Scotland's Jamie Semple.
Seems fair to me. 2 goals. They looked for a long time as if they would be winning goals, but all of a sudden Wales have got themselves right back into this, and this game's on a knife edge with 2.5 minutes to go. Scotland 2, Wales 2.
Although, it has to be said, I do think that Jack Bale's made a real difference for Wales.
And here he's on the ball again. I think he's listening. Slips it into Nico Williams. Griffiths goes for the reverse pass. Can't get there. Boys down the left-hand side coming in. Just breaking back into the midfield. Well blocked that time. McGrath. Well brought down as well. Leonard. Out to Patterson on the right side. He's got a man on. He's been told as he plays it back in. Risky pass, that one.
Scotland hanging on here. Didn't see this at 2-0 up.
He certainly did not. But credit to Wales, they've got themselves right back in this. And it looks as if both sides are going to have to settle for a draw unless we can have some proper drama here at Oriam. And it comes then. Dispossessed. Wales forced to go all the way back. Ryan Astley's the furthest man back. McGrath's left his man. Jamie Walker challenges as well. Free kick to Wales. And this could be nervous moments for Scotland inside the last minute of the 80. Got some defending to do here. Chris Hamilton, the Scotland captain, just trying to organise. Just trying to make sure everyone knows the responsibilities. Nico Williams it is with the free kick. In it comes. It's a Scotland head, but it's flicked on. Patterson has to get there if he can and just get it clear. Well done. I think we've got a head knock inside the box. Surely the referee won't take any chances if he spots that.
McGrath's not really moved. Maybe just a spot of cramp as well.
I was going to say it's not like Kieran McGrath to go down and stay down, but I think it just is cramp. Not ideal.
Karamoko Dembele over receiving instructions on the touchline from Brian McLaughlin.
You can hear him asking, where do I press? Because it's a very big pitch this, and it is difficult to try and close down the defenders, it must be said. I don't think there's going to be too much time left for him to put these instructions into play. 2 minutes to be added on, according to the fourth official.
I think you do have to remember, for all the hype and for all the obvious excitement, he is 13, and just looking at him down there on that full-size pitch.
Got a bit of a lull in the play as McGrath reaches treatment. Seems like an excellent chance to get a look at that equalising goal for Wales, because what a stunning strike it was. Williams with the corner. Not fully cleared by Scotland, and what about this for a finish from Patton? On the right foot, on the turn, he volleys it right into the far corner. Sensational stuff. And we have seen some absolutely terrific goals, haven't we?
We have, and I do think that one will take some beating. I don't think it'll be... I think he'll be watching that one back once or twice tonight.
Going to see a late substitution for Scotland. Hardly going to be any time to make an impact, I don't think.
And McGrath wants to come back on.
You can see
Scotland look to be preparing a change, but there he is.
Aaron Presley's down getting stripped, but certainly going to be hardly any time at all to get him on.
I do think we might see him against the Republic of Ireland.
Just a physical presence. Certainly is a big boy, Aaron Presley. We're going to see him in a second.
His dad watching on.
Yep, son of Stephen. Long ball. Ellery picks that one up. Into Hamilton. Out to Patterson. He can't get anything meaningful on it. You just sense this game is slipping away from Scotland. Certainly looks like it at the moment. McGrath in. Back it comes Astley. Leonard's won it though. Maybe one last attack for Scotland. There's Campbell. No one really outright though. Patterson's the only one. He's still inside his own half. Tries to go down the line. That's far too heavy though, I think. Campbell's a willing runner, but he's not going to reach that.
I think Scotland will be frustrated with the second half display.
And Kieran McGrath is going to come off eventually. Aaron Presley on, but I'd be amazed if there's any time to even get a touch of the ball, Kenny.
Much like Jamie Semple though, what a shift Kieran McGrath's put in. Not that much has come off for him. He'll be disappointed with a couple of chances he snatched that, but certainly no doubting his hard work. Slight mismatch there as Karamoko Dembele goes for the ball against Ryan Astley.
Well, great win though, and here he is. Just a heavy touch from Dembele. Ellery manages to clear. The full-time whistle must surely be upon us. I think the referee is thinking about it as the throw goes long. Hamilton gets the head on it, has to clear it at the second time of asking though. Leonard's in there. Dembele going to go and battle with Ellery. Ellery stoops to head the ball clear. Into Griffiths. One last chance for Wales perhaps. Here goes Williams. They've been really dangerous in the second half. Well cleared Wilson. Edge of the box. Gilmore's there. Can the Welsh get a shot away? They've got men over on this side. Gilmore battling hard, does ever so well. Whistles in the mouth from the referee, and there it goes here at Oriam. It's finished Scotland 2, Wales 2. A really good comeback from the Welsh in the second half. There's 2 goals from Jamie Semple in the first 40, gave Scotland a commanding lead at the break. It looked as if they would gone to win this comfortably, but the Welsh ended up rallying. Isaac Davis getting a goal back just into the second half, and then a truly stunning strike from Keenan Patton, worthy of winning any game, but in the end it was just an equaliser for the Welsh. And Kenny, both sides have to settle for a 2-2 draw. I don't think there's any secret that the Welsh camp will be the happier after that result.
Game of 2 halves, am I allowed to say that, or is that a cliche too far?
I'll let you away with it once.
Scotland utterly dominant in the first half, midfield running the show, Billy Gilmore again prominent, and we did ask again at 2-0 down, the Wales have the character to come back from this on the back of their opening disappointment. They most certainly did. What an effort from them in the second half, and a goal, as you said, fit to win the game, but certainly good enough to draw it.
We saw a debut for 13-year-old Karamoko Dembele, showed some nice flashes. It wasn't enough though to stop Scotland drawing the game 2-2. Kenny, still positives though from Scotland. I suppose it doesn't change a great deal in that if they want to go on and win this competition, then they're going to have to beat the Republic of Ireland on Friday.
We did suspect before the game it was all going to come down to that final game, and it's certainly one to look forward to. A clash of styles, as we said, very physically imposing Republic of Ireland team who can play a bit, and the Scotland team can too. So yep, all roads lead to Friday.
In Scotland, you can see the disappointment coming off some of the players. A little rub of the head, a little bit perplexed at how they managed to throw that one away. But I suppose credit to Wales. Let's have a look at some of those goals. 4 in total. First one, Gilmore to Hamilton. Hamilton round the corner. Really was a lovely pass. Good bit of vision from him. It was Butterworth who just stood it up. Semple was alert. And I suppose if we're being generous, we'll give it to Jamie Semple. And if we're being cynical, it was an own goal. But here's the second one. No doubt about this one. Absolute cracker. Raking pass over the top. Semple's there. How's about this for a finish? You really thought that would have been the goal of the game, but I suspect we went on to be overshadowed ever so slightly. It was a terrific finish nevertheless from Semple.
Kane O'Connor deserves a mention too for that searching
lovely pass from O'Connor. Semple outside of the left boot, volleyed into the back of the net. So at that stage, Scotland take the lead into the break. 2 goals to the good. Absolute cruise control. And then it turned in to a real struggle for the Welsh. A real struggle for Scotland, should I say, thanks to the Welsh. Back they came. And here is Williams. Look at that, flashed across. It was Isaac Davis, the man with the simplest of finishes. Just side-footing the ball high into the back of the net. We'll see that one again. Kevin Williams playing it across. Look at that. Open goal in the end. And a real bit of disappointment as far as Scotland were concerned. It was a less than ideal start to the second 40 minutes. And in truth, it only got worse for the Scots. Wonderful corner from Williams. Only header clear. And look at this for a finish. First time on the volley. Patton
on the turn.
On the turn as well. A really difficult skill to hook the ball into the corner. And you'll struggle to see a better goal than that in this competition, or at any level this week, I suspect. Really was fantastic.
Great moment for him.
Disappointing from a Scotland defensive point of view, but what a finish that is. You have to take your hat off to that. An absolutely outstanding strike. And that is the way it finished. So it finished here at Oriam. Scotland 2, Wales 2. It's been another fantastic day of Victory Shield action. Earlier on we saw the Republic of Ireland run out 2-0 winners against Northern Ireland. It's finished here, Scotland 2, Wales 2, and we will be back on Friday for the final round of matches. Look forward to seeing you then.